Oh, there we go. Hey, what's happening, guys? A little adjustment there. I don't have a flippy viewfinder thing, so I don't know if you guys can see me or not. I'm going to try a new feature. Stories from the road. And I said something one time about sleeping in a ditch to Neil. I've been married, and I'm on my second marriage. I've been married for 14 and a half years. Before that, I was married to another lady, and just wasn't really cool. I had a pretty good temper, and she was a pain in the rear end, and her dad was a pain in the rear end, and I wasn't ever really happy. I'd quit drinking, got my motorcycles, and built the orange one first, and I had the built the purple one, and I just decided one day I needed to go somewhere else. I got an apartment, and I had moved all my bikes in there. I also had a 76 Sportster XLCH at the time. Moved all my bikes over there, moved in there, and it was okay for a couple months, and I just decided it still wasn't, something wasn't right. So I paid up my rent for the month, paid the electric bill, phone bill. This was in the early 90s, before cell phones. The cell phones were like this big. I had $2,000 in one boot and 9mm pistol in the other boot. Packed up some clean underwear and a toothbrush. Of course, I kept them in separate packages. Sleeping bag, threw them on the bike, took off, headed west. I talked with my boss. He completely understood. He said, I'll have a job when I get back. I headed west, rode for, 14, 16 hours. Ended up, the bike's got a 2-gallon gas tank, so I couldn't go very far at one time. So ended up in Lincoln, Nebraska, or outside of Lincoln, Nebraska, on 80. I think it is, yeah. I was dead tired. This is my chooch, by the way. I was dead tired. Pulled up to a truck stop, and there's no hotels around there. And I talked to one of the guys, and they said, well, next hotel's down the road, but it's probably full. I think it was coming up on a weekend or holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend maybe, I don't know. But anyway, it got pretty stinking cold at night. I looked back behind this truck stop, and there was a road that went back somewhere else. And there was it was like a concrete river ditch type thing. And there was an access I could see. So I rode my bike down there. There was no water in it. So I went down the road, rode my bike to a field, down to that ditch, and parked underneath that culvert, basically is what it was. It was like a 7-8 foot tall culvert with a concrete base floor in it. Slept there for the night. It was quiet. if I tried sleeping up top behind the truck stop, I hear trucks coming through, and it just drive me. I could hear anything in that culvert. It was nice. I camped there for the night. Woke up, sunlight in my face, and I think I had raccoons or coyotes or something looking at me. Probably smelled worse than they did. So I hit the road again, got some gas, hit the road. There, went a little bit further west, got into somewhere in Colorado. I think it was David or Marcus or something. It was a guy's name, Colorado. And I headed north. And I had no clue where I was. I had hardly any gas in my bike. So I started collecting. At the time they had the the 20-ounce bottles like these. They had them over gas or glass. So I collected a few of those, and when I would stop for gas, I'd fill those up also. And yeah, it'd get me another 15-20 miles. And I ended up in Pine Ridge, South Dakota, on the reservation. I was sitting there at the gas station. Again, I hadn't slept too well in 3 or 4 days. I just sleep in a field. Sometimes there'd be a clump of trees on a property line between this farmer and that farmer's fields. So I'd sleep there, hide my bike, hide me, sleep under the trees, try to keep away from the animals probably wanted to eat my face. Well, I wound up at this gas station in Pine Ridge, South Dakota. I must have looked like hammered dog crap. So I had some old dude come up to me and asked me if I was alright. Told him, yeah, I was just trying to find some stuff. He said, well, I can help you. He said, feel like riding your motorcycle a little bit? I said, yeah, that's fine. So I followed him over to his place. He had a nice little shed. Had a bedroom in it and electricity, a couple fans. And his wife came out, gave me some shorts and a shirt. I changed into those, got into their bed. I woke up like 3 days later. And I felt like it might have been 2 days, I can't remember. But I slept a pretty good while. The bed sheets were soaked with sweat. I woke up and my clothes were nicely folded and sitting there beside the bed. She had cleaned my boots, put something in them, and got the smell, and just the fact that she'd done my laundry like that, that was pretty cool. My pants, I'm pretty sure, would have been able to stand up by themselves, let alone my socks. But I hung out there a few days, and we talked, and took me on a tour of the reservation, and we done a couple of things. It was pretty cool. Then I headed north up towards the Badlands and Wall Drug and Rapid City and all that. That's another story. I'll talk to you guys later.